Hey everyone, before we get started on this episode, I want to draw attention to the fact that I messed up again. I recorded the last episode. It wasn't like the last time where I forgot to hit record, but instead of recording, Hollow Knight, I recorded another screen the whole time. So, just a heads up, the audio for this episode is going to be entirely the audio I recorded from my first take, but all that you're going to be seeing is going to be essentially a sort of dramatic recreation using some of my other files. Hopefully it all still lines up. Hey everyone and everything, and welcome back to more Hollow Knight. In the last episode, we climbed our way to the top of the Howling Cliffs and found ourselves this delightful little room here. It's got this mask in the back, some like slashes, and all this really nice sort of tarp or tapestry over the top. This is like one of the comfiest rooms we have seen so far. Let's see whose home we invaded. Well met. Yes, I thought I could sense the aura of a fierce warrior approaching. I'm impressed you found my sanctuary here at the top of the world. No doubt you've endured many trials to overcome many foes in your quest to find me. No, don't speak a word. I, Nailmaster Mato, who was taught the art of the nail by the great nail sage himself, hereby accept you as my pupil. Let us begin the lesson immediately. I see no strings attached here. Mastered the Cyclone Slash. Hold attack to concentrate energy into the nail. Release the button while holding up or down to perform the Cyclone Slash. Your form, exquisite. Now I know how my own master felt when he passed down his teaching to us. I hope you don't think me too forward when I say that I consider you to be my child. Yes, when I saw you perform my nail art, I felt a bond between us suddenly flash into existence. You honor me beyond words, my pupil. Thank you. Always bow. Always bow to your superiors there. These nail masters.
My brother, Shio, how fare you in that green kingdom of thorns you call home? I think of you every time I raise my nail. Do you ever close your eyes and remember the time we spent together with Oro and our master? I like to think you do.
Yes, these nail masters are a very peculiar breed, very quick to just adopt me. Alright, bye Dad. Thanks for whatever it is you taught me. Let's see what exactly it was. So by holding the attack button, we get this glow around us, and when we release it, we use this really cool looking spiral slash. Here's the issue. I am so bad about remembering that this art exists. I'm sorry. I have to come clean about that right now. I know there are times to use it. I know it is a fantastic ability. I just never remember to use it. I will try. I will do my best to try and improve on that over the course of this project. I will tell you right now, it is so strong. The hitbox on that nail, it can hit as many as 6 times in a row. And each one of those hits is going to do 25% more than the base damage of our nail, which can be absolutely insane. Unfortunately, this isn't going to be a good place to test it out, but
I am Gorb. Bow, 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 bow to Gorb. The great mind, I am Gorb. Ascend, 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 ascend with Gorb.
perhaps the most powerful being in all of Hallownest. I know you're looking at his stats here and you're thinking that can't be true, but really, that's just a testament to how impossible to comprehend his true power is. Any non-believer who would dare raise their nail to him had best be prepared to deal with his utterly unfeasible attacks. The Gorb Spear, the Mega Gorb Bogo Spear, and the Ultra Extreme Ascended Gorb Spear DX. If they look simple to dodge, that's just because your brain is too small to understand the complexities and nuances. You truly are insignificant when compared to the mind of Gorb. I myself once believed that all there was to these attacks was to simply sidestep the spears and cower in the gaps, but when my third eye was opened thanks to Gorb, I realized that the sheer majesty of these spears was overwhelming all on their own, and the damage they deal is actually psychological on a deep Euclidean level. The fact that the direction the spears will fly is so heavily telegraphed may seem like a predictable tactic, but this is actually a mind game on the level of chess grandmasters. When he reaches 70% of his max HP, he adds another glorious layer of spears. These ones are perfectly spaced in between the first wave. Again, you may think that determining which variety of attack to use based entirely on how much HP he has remaining seems rudimentary and predictable. But you just don't grasp the subtleties at play. To drive this home, he will enter his third phase and add yet another psyche-shattering wave of spears to his attack when he reaches 40% of his HP. This third wave will always be identical to the first, for none can match the precise memory and attention to detail of Gorb. Truly, we are humbled to even be in his presence, and I don't know why you would even attempt to defy his power, but such a fool might feebly attempt to take advantage of the fact that he will automatically use his attack whenever he is struck, and have some Neanderthalic notion that they can exploit the rhythm of this pattern. But I assure you, it is futile. Furthermore, Gorb is a creature of tremendous mercy and restraint, and he will not attack you if you stray far enough from his arena, accepting your retreat with far more grace and dignity than you deserve. The base instincts of some players may lead them to leave the arena in order to heal safely, but such safety is merely an illusion. Those who have ascended with Gorb realize that nowhere is safe. Nothing can be done to overcome Gorb's might and glory. Ascend with Gorb! I say we ascend with Gorb. On guard, my friend of the great mind. I know that what I do is futile, but I attempt it anyway, for it is in attempting that we ascend, is it not? Yes, my lord. Continue your glorious attacks. Teach me the ways of the great mind.
I am Gorb, the great mind. Pain. Ascend, ascend. I am.
I think we've all been humbled by his glory. Here lies Gorb, the great mind. Not much is known about Gorb, but he is certainly a special sort of someone. And very memorable among the Hollow Knight community. That fight was over so fast that you might not have noticed, but he's got this weird chant that he continues on throughout that entire fight. It goes like it's it's a little distracting, but all's well that ends well. We have reached the end of our journey through the Howling Cliffs, and this lamppost might look familiar. If you look at where we are, in terms of the greater world, we are now overlooking the town of Dirtmouth, far to the right of where we can see. This is the road that we were seen on in the opening cutscene of this game. Nice little tidbit and little world cohesion for you. And we know that when we drop down here, we find ourselves back in the King's Pass. A little secret here that we couldn't have found before is if we jump up this way, using, ouch, our Mantis Claw, goodness gracious. Just reach the top, please. Oh my goodness, that is like positioned to make this difficult. That's weird. And up here, we will find ourselves a way back up to the Howling Cliffs from the right side. This is the other way that you could have possibly found your way here if you backtracked through the King's Pass for whatever reason. I don't know why you would. There's been very little incentive to explore back this way so far, but it's something that's possible. I just got the entry for the Life Seed. A bright liquid inside of these little fellows is delicious, and drinking it will make you feel stronger. I wonder how my own innards taste. Would it be a heinous thing to try and drink some? Yes! Yes, Hunter, I think it would. Back out in Dirtmouth. Yes, back out in Dirtmouth, you can see that this wall here that we first jumped down is actually completely climbable, which is how you would have reached that area to begin with. And this is certainly different. Not feeling too talkative, eh? Elderbug? Ah, look there. Something strange and sinister has suddenly appeared. Ugh, it fills me with dread. I think it best I try to ignore it. Any thoughts there?
Why must these grotesque strangers intrude on our peaceful little home? Sometimes it feels like the whole world is conspiring to make me uncomfortable.
Well, let's see what all this ruckus is about. Hmm? You called us? Speak to Master. Speak to you. Hmm? Speak to Master.
When flames burn bright inside one's mind, can you heed the call across lands and time?
Well, this is just flat out cryptic. I need a straight talker. I want to talk to someone cool, okay? You look cool. You'll do.
So, it was you who called us. Well met, my friend. Well met. I am Grim, master of this troop. The lantern has been lit, and your summons heeded. A fine stage you choose. This kingdom fallowed by worm and root. Perfect earth upon which our ritual shall take place. And you, my friend, your own part is far from over. As the lantern flared, your roll was cast, our compact written in scarlet fire. Eager we are to see you commence, but first, some illumination is required. Across these lands my kin now spread, harvesting that essence peculiar to my breed, the flame in dream. Seek my kin, claim their flame, and return it to me. Together, marvels shall be achieved. But don't fret, small one. For this task you won't travel alone. My child shall guide you to the flame and gather within itself that burning essence. Like you, the child plays key role in this task. Only with it by your side will the flame and my kin reveal themselves to you.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I need a drink of water. Yeah, I was about 2 boxes into that guy's dialogue, and I immediately started regretting to do that voice for him. But let's see. The flame. Seek it out, my master, for our kin. Very briefly spoken, gentlemen, aren't you? Well, this is sort of our first side quest that we've yet to get. We have a quest to do. Hello. Ah, did you call us? You called us, and we came. We came. You don't look scared. Why did you call us? Ah, it doesn't matter. Don't tell me. We came, and I can smell something. Something deep down below us. I want it. I want it.
Shadow and Violet will dance together so prettily, I think.
Well, I wonder just what it is that she wants. I will believe I can actually... Whoa! Oh, okay. It was for getting 20 charms. We didn't get the achievement upon collecting Grimchild because reasons. But as soon as we sat on the bench, our achievements updated, and we got that one. Very cool. So Grimchild, worn by those who take part in the Grim Troops ritual. The bearer must seek the Grimkin and collect their flames. This charm doesn't do anything actively. It has this little guy follow us around, but for the time being, he won't do anything but just look really cute and follow us around everywhere we go. The one thing it will do is reveal these fires on the map. Looks like we've got 3, mostly in places that we've been already. You could go ahead and just pursue these right away. None of them are very far away from stag stations that we've been to. Except for that one we have not been to yet. So I'm going to hold off on using him, and I'm going to change my charms around a bit. That lovely young lass has returned to us. I must admit I'd place thin odds on her survival. Seems to think very highly of her rescuer, some sort of dashing warrior type. Barely stopped gushing since she got back. The warrior must have passed down below whilst I was taking my nap. Such a shame. I'd have loved to meet so impressive a bug. So something I haven't really drawn attention to with Elderbug here is that he is sort of the hint master of this game. Anytime you feel stuck or lost for direction to go, return to Elderbug. He can actually give you some pretty helpful hints. Did you see that tall cliff behind the town's graveyard? That's only the base of a much larger peak. There's mines and machinery and all sorts of valuable rocks forms inside. Many a traveler through Dirtmouth headed straight for it. And that is certainly relevant to us. It seems Bretta has gone elsewhere for the moment. Here she is.
White Wanderer, don't be shy. Cold outside. Bed is soft.
I believe I shall decline your bed for the moment, Bretta, but by all means, keep dreaming. Now, back here in the Forgotten Crossroads, there's a nicely hidden secret right up here. A Hallownest seal. Hidden up in a place you might not have thought to look, since it's so easy to ascend this chain. Also, while we're here, you might notice this little light trickling down from the top right side of this big elevator shaft room. And if we break the ceiling there, we can find our way up to this room. It's got some geo for us. That felt really fun, collecting them from all sides like that. I loved that. And a whisper root. So let's go hoover all these up again. Ooh, we got attunement for collecting 600 essence. We'll have to check back in with the seer when next we get an opportunity. And that does it for that route. And lastly, while we're here, let's see just how far we've come as far as the grubs. We get our first major reward, Grub Song, a charm gotten for, I believe, rescuing 10 grubs. And it's kind of a shame I was 1 away from that last time I came here. Ooh, we get another major reward, a rancid egg. Yeah, that's helpful. Thanks, man. So as for Grub Song, it is... Can I see it here? Ah! Oh no! No! Shoot! I don't know if I've shown yet. When you are in any of these these 4 menus here, the game won't pause. Everything's still going to be going around along us, and you can get hit. But Grub Song is one of my favorite charms. It's definitely my favorite of all the charms that only cost a single slot. It contains the gratitude of freed grubs. Gain soul when taking damage. Usually we always get soul when dealing damage. But equipping that would make it so that we get soul whenever we get hit. And you know what you need soul for? Is healing. And you know when you need to heal? Is when you get hit. So in my opinion, just a downright helpful charm. Our next stop is right back here at the base. I am going to break this sign. Yep, that was the stop. That was something I chose to draw attention to. And perhaps as expected, as long as we're in the area, I do want to check in on Mila.
Bury my body, cover my shell. What meaning in darkness, yet here I remain. I'll wait here forever,
You-
till light blooms again.
You feeling okay?
How much longer? Kill it! How much longer? Jeez! How much longer? Kill it! How much longer? Kill it! How much longer must I dig?
Something has got Mila a little bit vexed. Not entirely sure what's up there, but it's definitely concerning. Now, this is an area that is like so brilliantly designed to be remembered. You've got Mila, who's a very memorable bug outside. You've got this striking purple color everywhere. And you've got this very, very ostentatiously shaking ground right here in a dead end with nothing else in it. There's no reason to think that you've finished this route because you can't have gotten anything else here. So this is one that was designed to be remembered for the time when we got our desolate dive. And while sliding down here, let's be careful and head off to the right, and we can get a nice little secret. A rancid egg. Still have yet to know exactly what those are for, but welcome to the Crystal Peak. If we head right over this way, we'll find a pitch dark room with a toll gate in it. Only 50, no reason to say no to that. This is that dark room that we saw way back in the beginning. And there was no way past the gate that was here, and there's no way to interact with the toll gate that was here without having the Lumifly lantern. This was essentially the first truly impassable dark room. Brand new enemy for us there. A Glimbank. Slow, hardy creature. The crystals that grow on its back provide extra protection from foes above. Those ones are completely immune from damage from any direction except straight forward, I believe. So certainly interesting there. And now, here we are in Crystal Peak proper. This, visually, is my favorite area in the game. Like I said, the purple palette that they use here is just striking. I also love the music. I'm going to be quiet just so that you can listen to the atmosphere here. It's something that's simultaneously haunting and beautiful. I just adore this track, this area, the whirring machinery and the falling crystals. Everything about it is such a drastic shift. These guys, well, they look like Mila, but they're not nice. They're called Husk Miners, remains of a bug drawn to the Crystal Peak for its precious crystal. Its claw pick now doubles as a fierce weapon. I see a bench indicator over this way. I think that would be a good first stop to make. Obviously no map of this area as of yet. We'll have to find Cornifer as soon as we possibly can. Let me see. Ah, shoot. Hang on. Off to the right here, we'll get my least favorite enemy in the entire game. Crystal Hunters. I genuinely despise these things so much. They shoot a projectile that leaves a hitbox on the ground. You can break the hitbox, but if you're not careful, it'll stick around. Let me take out all these guys. I'm here to steal your treasure. I'm the only one who's allowed to get rich around these parts. I like these conveyor belts. It's sort of like the area gimmick here. conveyor belts. I like the ones that go, the ones that are vertical, you don't slide down at all. Whoa, that was close. We get ourselves another rancid egg. We're gonna have to figure out just what those are for pretty soon here, because I've been finding a lot. Yikes! 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 Okay. Whew. Nailed it. Again, no pun intended. I love that that happens, though. These miner bugs are pretty tough, honestly. Something cool about them is that you can actually deflect their little picks back at them by hitting them with your nail, which is always fun to do. And I want to draw attention to the fact that the Hunter's Journal mentioned that these husk miners are remains of bugs. Similarly, the wandering husks and the husk hornheads and the leaping husks, all of them describe them as husk remains, which is to say they're dead. So then why are they moving? They've been essentially reanimated by the infection that we keep hearing about. You can tell by their orange eyes. They aren't conscious. They are operating entirely based on whatever this infection means. And generally what that means for the bugs themselves is that they're going to focus on whatever they were obsessed with in real life, or whatever their instincts drove them to do while they were still alive. And in the case of these miner bugs, that was just keep looking for treasure. And now, even in death, their bodies don't have rest from that sort of pointless quest for greed. I didn't hop in excitement about that grub. I'm sorry, little grub. These things are interesting. These ones are completely immune from damage from all directions. Let's see what they're thinking. They move slowly enough. I can do this. Pain. Okay. They can be defeated. Crystal crawlers. They can be defeated with soul. They're not immune to that. So I'm going to do my best to take out as many of them as I can. And I can replenish my soul once again by using... Oh, yikes! The dream nail. Never mind. Kind of starting to feel like I wish I'd equipped Grub Song. Well, that's fine. Okay. And this wall over here seems a little bit conspicuously breakable, but can't seem... Yes! Yeah! Oh, there's a ceiling up there. Oh, right. Well, that was worth a shot. Can't do anything in that direction just yet. I see a page! I see a page, I see a page, I see a page. Oh, jeez. Oh, goodness. I might die here. That would be embarrassing. I don't want to die here. Please, no. Please, no. Please, no. Just be super careful here. We're going to be so careful. And I'm going to use these guys to replenish here. Nope, no. No. We can do this. We can do this. We can just play it safe. Oh, shoot. Oh, God. I don't like it. I am not safe. Run. Corner for help. Come to scale the mountain. I've heard tale of a summit way up there. Too far from me, though. I'm not really one for heights. I'll take a map, but I really need to be healed. I see a guy up there. Maybe we could slash him. Yes! Yes, I can. Okay. Oh. We're safe. We're safe. Come over here again. I need healing. Apparently they're not immune from underneath. Not too many opportunities to hit them from underneath, but it's pretty cool that it's possible. Do you respawn if I go over here? You do. Oh, thank goodness. Oh man. That stress was getting to me. Okay, back to full. That was absolutely horrifying. Carrying on upwards. My goodness, the threat of death was just looming there. My heart's still, like, my chest still kind of hurts a bit from stressing about that. That's unhealthy. These ones are also new. Shard mites. They will pop out their shells when you get close and be immune from your nail. But we've got a bench just over this direction, and that seems like a good spot to go. Excuse me, sir. Hey! Hey! Get off my bench! You are the light. You are way too heavy to be light. Get out of my way to just. Uh-oh. Honestly, thank goodness Crystal Guardian is pretty simple. Having a really tricky boss fight literally sitting on top of a bench would just be mean. Speaking of, don't get any bright ideas about sitting on that bench during the fight. It won't let you as long as you're in combat. So let's get right into it. He's got the hand beam. The scream beams. And the jump. Hand beams makes this guy sound a bit like Iron Man. But that's not a bad way to think of this attack. The Crystal Guardian will target the knight's position pretty much anywhere but behind him, and then fire after a moment of charging. All of the beams in this guy's attacks will persist in their hitboxes for about half a second, so stay wary of them even after initially dodging. I'm going to jump ahead now and say that this is one of those bosses you want to fight by staying right up close to him and wailing on him with your nail. And as long as you're doing that, dodging this attack is super easy. All you have to do is either jump over behind him, or nail pogo on him for a second if things are tight. Either way, you definitely don't want to hang out in front of him for that long. The scream beams will make things a little complicated. After letting out a shout, 4 beams will begin targeting down from the ceiling. The angles and positioning of these beams is essentially random, but the angles will never be especially steep, and the beams will always target the floor and not the walls. On their own, the beams are telegraphed enough that sidestepping out of their way is super easy, but the other attacks from the Guardian tend to overlap slightly with them, which is what makes it a little tough. Since they're random, dodging them isn't really consistent, so all I can recommend if you're struggling is to take a break from attacking when he shouts so you can focus on dodging until the beams dissipate. Beyond that, it's just a matter of dodging his other attacks while being mindful of the scream beams. Finally, we have the jump. Literally just a jump, very similar to Hornets. The most interesting thing about this is that it is the Crystal Guardian's only mean of repositioning. Every other boss we've fought so far has had either multiple mobile attacks or some other basic means of just moving around, but the Guardian never walks, runs, charges, or dashes. Be aware that the jump can target the knight, but of course, usually won't. As usual, the best place to go when he jumps towards you is underneath him. Now, the Crystal Guardian may be simple, but he is quick and relentless. He can't be staggered, and his attacks crack off frequently enough that healing is extremely difficult. If you absolutely must, you can use the Mantis Claw to lure him into targeting the wall before healing while he fires a hand beam into the air. Honestly though, even this is pretty risky, and your effort will be much better spent just getting your hits in as fast as possible. 280 health is not a ton, so just don't let up with the pressure. I also want to draw attention to the fact that this guy has the unique property of being completely immune to downward slashes and nail pogos. You can still use them to bounce out of the way of danger, but they will do no damage. I want to stress that this isn't a matter of where he is struck, but exclusively downward slashes that he's protected from. It doesn't affect our plan of attack much, it's just good to know, and that should do it. Let's teach this guy what happens when you sit on the wrong bench. Real fast before we get into this in earnest, I do want to acknowledge something that used to be possible in the game, but is no longer after patches, oh dear, that happened in 2021. It used to be possible to attack this guy using charms, such as the Dream Shield and other residual damage charms, and not trigger the beginning of the fight. If you did that, you could literally just sit next to him and damage him freely. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, this is one of the easiest bosses to me. Come on. I'm clumsy. Anyway, so beat him. Bench unlocks. Sit on the bench. We have a map. Everybody decompress. Everybody relax. We made it. Anyway, it is no longer possible to damage him without triggering the beginning of the fight. Not in any form, as far as I'm aware of. So there's no more cheesing him, but he's a pretty simple boss as long as you're not completely distracted like I am, apparently. I'm gonna call it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, well, that'd be great, but Don't hit that like button or else I am going to steal your bench and make it impossible for you to sit down, and you'll just see how we feel about that.